Hello, this is part 6 or 7 of our solar series for installing our solar panels on our house, and I've finally managed to unpack one of these. This is one of the solar modules. We've got 21 altogether. This is made by Evergreen Solar, and as you can see, it's made up of many tiny little solar cells. I just so happened to buy a package of these little solar cells on eBay a couple weeks ago. Got a big package of about 40 or 50 of them, and they're identical to this. In fact, I can show you a couple right here. These are extremely brittle. I've eaten potato chips that were hard to chew, and as you can see, they're identical. These are kind of cool to play with if you're a hobbyist. They put out half a volt each, and if my memory serves correct, a little over 3.5 amps, probably closer to 4 amps. Based on what the specifications I read said. The front side is one polarity and the back side is another. And basically what you do is you connect your electrodes to the front and your opposite polarity electrodes to the back. And I'm not going to try and tell you how to do that because I've not been very good at it. That's how I found out how brittle they were. And I've not had a very easy time with my technique soldering them. I need to do a little more reading. But as you can see, we counted the cells, and there are, I believe, 19 rows and 6 columns. And if you look closely, you'll see they're subdivided into 2 major columns. You have the left column and the right column. So there's 3 cells wide and 3 cells wide by 19 cells tall. At a half a volt each, that gives us 38 cells in series. Because if you look down at the bottom, you will see they are all common together. That little line at the very bottom, that gray line, is one polarity, and if you look at the top, there's the break, and then it goes on to the end, and you can see a little insulator right there where the conductor goes back behind and then back up. That continues your loop on around. So if you do the math on that, what you come up with, it's 19 volts. I put in 3.5 amps, but I think I was a little low on that because each one of these cells is supposed to be rated, if I remember correctly, about 1.78 watts. So if you divide that by 0.5, that's actually the amount of current each one of these is rated for. But you can see you get roughly 10.5 amps when you multiply the 3.5 amps each by the 3 that are wired in parallel with each other, which gives you about 10.5 amps. In reality, the nameplate rating on this unit, as you can see, if you can read that, I believe is somewhere around 11 and change. And the voltage rating is a little under 8 or a little over 18 nameplate. Of course, I haven't actually looked at the nameplate on this, but when I purchased it, that's what it was sold to me as, was 205 watts. So if you multiply that number by that number, you get pretty close to 205, when in reality that number is a little smaller than actual, because this number is estimated low. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of show you one of the modules. This is the coal of our power plant, the uranium the steam, natural gas, whatever, this is where it comes from. These are the boxes behind the panel where the connections are made. These connectors are polarized, male and female, separate, so that you do not get your positives and negatives crossed incorrectly. And let's have a look at this nameplate here. It looks like 205 watts. Maximum peak power is just under 210, 209.99, 18.2 volts and 11.27 amps. Anyway, so that kind of gives you an idea of what one of these things will do. And if you couple that with energy efficiency in your home, you know, the swirly light bulbs and things like that, you should have pretty good luck with these. Tomorrow we're probably going to order the mounting rail and the mounting blocks for these, as well as the rest of our batteries. One of the next films will probably also show our battery cabinet, which we purchased last night. It is a not quite what I originally envisioned, but with the time, money, and everything else that we have on this project, I thought it would probably be best. So you'll get to see that here pretty soon, where we plan on putting the batteries.